Power is often misunderstood. Many believe it comes from force, from pushing harder, from battling against resistance. But real power, true power, does not come from struggle or brute strength. It comes from moving effortlessly, like water flowing freely without obstruction. When you try to force something, you meet resistance, and resistance drains your energy. But when you act without resistance, without fighting the natural flow, your energy multiplies and your actions become more effective, more precise. Think about water. When it flows over a rock, it doesn't try to smash through it. It simply moves around it, adapting its path gracefully. Over time, it can even wear down the hardest stone. This is the essence of effortless power. It's not about brute force. It's about harmony. Being in tune with your surroundings, your circumstances, and yourself. When your mind, body, and spirit are aligned, your actions become spontaneous, without strain or hesitation. That is mastery. When you resist, you create tension. And tension is the enemy of power. It blocks energy and slows you down. In contrast, relaxation allows energy to circulate freely. When your muscles are tight, your movements are stiff and predictable. But when you let go, when you relax into the moment, your body moves with speed and fluidity that cannot be matched by force alone. This is the secret many overlook. They train hard but remain tense, trying to prove their strength through effort. But strength without relaxation is like a spring that cannot release its energy fully. This is why training is not just about physical effort. It's about learning to move with the least effort possible while still being effective. It's about sensitivity, about feeling the flow of energy around you and responding naturally. When you master this, your power seems effortless to others because you are not fighting against the current. You are flowing with it. Your actions are no longer separate from your intention. They become one. When you act with effortlessness, you conserve energy and extend your reach. Your power is not wasted but multiplied. This allows you to last longer, respond faster, and overcome greater challenges without fatigue. It's the difference between pushing a heavy boulder uphill and sliding down a gentle slope. You achieve the same result with less struggle and more grace. In life and in combat, this principle holds true. The greatest victories come not from overwhelming force, but from understanding when to yield, when to adapt, and when to move with precision rather than resistance. Power expressed effortlessly is not weak. It is strong beyond measure. When you grasp this truth, you unlock a hidden law of power that many never discover. Mastery is not about effort alone. It is about harmony, flow, and effortless action. This is the secret path to true power. To understand power deeply, you must learn to be like water. Water has a remarkable quality. Yet it is soft, gentle, and yielding. Yet it is incredibly strong. It can flow around obstacles, or, given enough time, it can wear down the hardest rock. This paradox of water is where the real lesson lies. Strength is not always about being rigid and unyielding. True strength comes from flexibility and adaptability. When you become like water, you don't resist the world around you. You move with it. You find ways to flow through challenges rather than banging your head against walls. Think about the shape of water. It takes the form of whatever container it is in, yet it never loses its essence. It is always itself, no matter how it shifts or changes. This teaches us that power is not about forcing yourself into a fixed mold or trying to control everything around you. Instead, it's about embracing change and moving with life's currents. When you resist, you become brittle, stuck, and limited. But when you adapt, you open yourself to endless possibilities. This flexibility is the hidden law of power many fail to see. In life, problems and obstacles will come like waves. If you stand rigid and refuse to bend, you will break. But if you respond like water, yielding where necessary and pushing forward when the time is right, you remain unbroken. You conserve your energy and use it wisely. The power of water is its ability to flow without fighting. It is patient and persistent. It knows when to be soft and when to be strong. This balance is the secret to overcoming difficulties with ease. Water also teaches us about timing and patience. It does not rush, yet it achieves great things. When you rush or force your way, you create resistance and waste energy. But when you allow things to unfold naturally, like water flowing downstream, your power becomes unstoppable. You learn to sense the right moment to act and the right moment to wait. This awareness is the mark of true mastery. Being like water also means letting go of ego. Water does not struggle to prove itself. It simply is. It does not cling to rigid identities or fixed ways. It flows freely, without concern for judgment or expectation. When you let go of your ego and open yourself to change, you unlock a deeper source of power within. You become more fluid, more responsive, and more effective in every situation. The wisdom of water is simple but profound. It invites us to rethink what strength really means. It shows us that power is not about hardness or resistance, but about flow, adaptation, and persistence. When you embody this principle, you move through life with grace and power that others cannot match. You become a force that cannot be stopped because you do not fight the current. You are the current. This is the path to effortless mastery and true power. There is a beauty in simplicity that is often overlooked, especially when it comes to power and mastery. Many believe that complexity equals strength, that the more complicated something is, the more powerful it must be. But in truth, simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. When you strip away everything that is unnecessary, what remains is pure, direct, and potent. This is where true power lies, not in elaborate techniques or flashy moves, but in the essence, the core of your being and action. When you try to complicate your movements or your approach, you slow yourself down. Your mind becomes cluttered, your body tensed with indecision, and your energy scattered. Complexity creates hesitation, but simplicity allows you to move with clarity and confidence. It sharpens your focus and aligns your intention with your action. This is the difference between someone who fights with effort and someone who flows with precision. Simplicity is not about doing less. It's about doing what is necessary with perfect efficiency. Think of a master artist who uses just a few brush strokes to create a masterpiece. Each stroke carries meaning, purpose, and power. Similarly, in life and in action, every move should have intention and clarity. When you reduce your movements to their simplest form, you free yourself from distraction and resistance. Your power is concentrated and your impact is multiplied. This principle applies not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. A mind cluttered with doubt, fear, and confusion cannot act decisively. When you clear away the unnecessary noise, when you quiet your minds and simplify your thoughts, you open the door to true mastery. You become present, aware, and aligned with your true self. Simplicity allows your natural power to shine through without interference. Mastery is about finding the essence beneath the surface. It's about understanding what matters and what does not. It requires honesty and courage to strip away habits, beliefs, and actions that do not serve your highest purpose. But once you do, you discover a power that is effortless and true. This power does not depend on external validation or complexity. It comes from within, from the clarity of your being. In practice, simplicity means cutting through the noise of distractions and focusing on what truly counts. It means refining your skills until every movement is deliberate and effective. It means embracing the philosophy that less is more, that by doing less, you actually achieve more. When you simplify, you become like a sharp blade, precise and unstoppable. This is the path of effortless mastery, to seek simplicity in all things, to let go of what is unnecessary, and to move with clarity and purpose. In this simplicity, you find your true power. It is not loud or flashy, but it is undeniable. It is the power that flows naturally when you align yourself with the essence of your being. Mastery is not complexity. It is simplicity perfected. Power lives in the present moment. Too often we get caught up in what has already passed or what might come in the future, and in doing so we lose touch with the only time where real action and real power can happen: now. When your mind is distracted by regrets or worries, your body follows, becoming stiff, hesitant, and disconnected. But when you truly immerse yourself in the present, you become fully alive. Your senses sharpen, your instincts awaken, and your actions flow naturally, without hesitation or resistance. The present moment is the gateway to effortless mastery, because it is the place where everything aligns perfectly. Your thoughts, feelings, and movements synchronize in harmony. There is no wasted energy on what ifs or should haves. You are free to respond directly to what is before you. This state of being is not something that can be forced or planned. It is something you cultivate by letting go of distractions and fully embracing the now. To flow with the moment means to be like water, moving freely and adapting instantly to the changing environment. When you are present, your responses become spontaneous and appropriate. You don't rely on rigid plans or fixed patterns. Instead, you trust your intuition and your connection to the situation. This allows your power to emerge naturally without strain or struggle. When you act from the present, you also escape the trap of overthinking. Overthinking creates hesitation, doubt, and guessing. It puts your mind in a loop, separating it from your body and your environment. In contrast, presence unites your entire being. It dissolves the barriers between thought and action, mind and body. The result is a flow state where you perform at your highest level effortlessly. This flow is not just physical. It is mental and emotional as well. Being present means you are not caught in fear or anxiety about what could go wrong, nor are you distracted by past failures. You accept what is happening right now with openness and clarity. This acceptance does not mean passivity. It means awareness. With awareness, you see clearly and move with confidence and precision. Cultivating presence requires practice. It means training your mind to return again and again to the moment, no matter how tempting it is to drift away. It means watching your breath, feeling your body, and tuning into your surroundings. These simple acts anchor you in the present and awaken your power. When you master the art of presence, you discover that the greatest power is not something you hold tightly or chase after. It is something that flows through you naturally when you are fully engaged with life as it unfolds. This power is effortless because it is not forced. It arises spontaneously from your connection to the here and now. In every challenge, in every encounter, the moment you live fully is the moment you become unstoppable. The secret is to let go of the past and release yourself in the future, and immerse yourself in the present. Here, in this moment, your power is whole, your action is true, and mastery becomes real. To reach effortless mastery, you must first learn to let go. Let go of ego, let go of tension, let go of the need to control every outcome. Too often people believe that power comes from gripping tightly, from dominating with force and will. But the truth is, tension is the enemy of power. When your muscles are tight and your mind is cluttered with ego-driven thoughts, your energy becomes blocked, your movements become stiff, and your actions lose their natural flow. True power is found in relaxation, in releasing the unnecessary grip you hold on yourself and your surroundings. Ego creates a false sense of separation. It tells you that you must prove yourself, that you must be the strongest, the fastest, the best. But this need to prove only creates resistance inside you. Resistance to the moment, resistance to change, resistance to growth. When you cling to ego, you fight against the natural flow of life. Your power diminishes. To be powerful and must humble yourself, that control and troll is often an illusion. Letting go does not mean weakness. It means strength born of confidence and trust in yourself and the process. Tension is physical and mental. When you hold tension in your body, it restricts your movements and slows your reactions. When your mind is tense with worry, fear, or anger, your clarity fades and your decision-making suffers. Effortless mastery requires a state of relaxed alertness, a calm readiness that allows you to move fluidly and think clearly. This state is achieved by consciously releasing tension whenever you notice it, by breathing deeply, and by calming your mind. There is a profound difference between control and presence. Control is about forcing things to happen your way, gripping tightly to outcomes. Presence is about being fully aware and engaged without grasping or resisting. When you replace control with presence, you allow your natural power to emerge. Your actions become spontaneous and aligned with the moment. This is the essence of effortless mastery, acting without forcing, moving without stiffness, and responding with clarity. Letting go also means trusting your instincts and your training. When you try to micromanage every movement or second, guess yourself, you create hesitation and doubt. But when you relax into your ability, when you trust your body and your experience, your power flows naturally. It is like a spring that releases energy smoothly rather than a clenched fist that wastes strength. This process of letting go is ongoing. It requires awareness and practice. You must learn to recognize when tension creeps in and gently release it. You must learn to quiet the ego's demands and surrender to the flow of life. Through this surrender, your true power is revealed, quiet, steady, and unstoppable. Power is not about struggling or forcing. It is about relaxing, letting go, and allowing your natural strength to express itself effortlessly. This is the secret to mastering yourself and your world. Effort alone does not create mastery. Many believe that simply putting in hours and repeating actions is enough to become great. But repetition without purpose can lead to stiffness, mechanical movements, and a disconnect from the true essence of what you seek to master. True mastery comes from practicing with intention, with awareness, and with a deep connection to every motion you make. It is not about mindless effort, but about cultivating sensitivity and understanding in each moment. When you train without attention, you build habits that are rigid and inflexible. Your body learns patterns, but your mind remains detached. This creates a barrier between your intention and your action. You move, but you do not flow. Your power becomes fragmented because you are not fully present in your practice. To move beyond this, you must bring purpose to every repetition. Feel each movement deeply, understand its meaning, sense how it connects to the whole. Awareness in practice means tuning into your body and your surroundings. It means noticing tension and releasing it. It means listening to the subtle shifts in balance and energy. When you practice this way, you develop a heightened sensitivity that allows you to respond to changes instantly and naturally. Your movements become alive, not because you force them to be, but because they arise from a place of connection and understanding. Sensitivity is the bridge between effort and mastery. It trains you to read the situation, to feel the energy around you, and to adjust accordingly. Without this, you may have strength, but you lack finesse. You may have speed, but you lack control. Mastery is the perfect balance of power and grace, effort and ease. It is the result of deliberate, conscious practice where every action is meaningful. This is why quality matters more than quantity in practice. It is better to practice slowly with full attention than to repeat 1,000 times without awareness. Slow, mindful practice builds a strong foundation. It ingrains the essence of the movement into your body and mind. From this foundation, speed and power naturally emerge. The faster, stronger, and more fluid you become, the more it will seem effortless because it is rooted in deep understanding. Practice with purpose also means embracing challenges and learning from mistakes. When you meet resistance, don't push blindly. Instead, observe, adapt, and refine. Use every experience as feedback to deepen your awareness and improve your technique. Mastery is a continuous process of growth, not a fixed destination. In life and in movement, practicing with intention allows you to move beyond mechanical effort and into flow. You become more than just a repeater of actions. You become an artist of movement, a master of presence. This sensitivity and awareness transform effort into effortless power. When you practice with purpose, your mastery is not just in your body, but in your mind and spirit. This is the true path to effortless mastery, training not just harder, but smarter, with heart and mind fully engaged. Failure is not the enemy of power. It is its greatest teacher. Many fear failure, seeing it as a sign of weakness or defeat. But in truth, failure is an essential part of growth, an opportunity to learn, adapt, and strengthen your mastery. Every setback, every mistake, every moment of resistance is a lesson waiting to be uncovered. When you embrace failure as part of your journey, you unlock a deeper resilience and a clearer understanding of your path. Growth does not happen in comfort or certainty. It happens in the friction of challenge, in the moments when you stumble and are forced to reevaluate. Resistance pushes you to refine your technique, to sharpen your focus, and to deepen your awareness. Without failure, you remain stagnant, repeating the same patterns without progress. But when you face failure head-on, you open yourself to transformation. The key is not to avoid failure, but to learn how to respond to it. When you fall, do not be discouraged or defeated. Instead, observe what caused the fall. Was it a lack of awareness, a miscalculation, or tension blocking your flow? Use this insight to adjust your approach. Each failure contains the seeds of your next success, if you are willing to see it that way. Embracing failure also means letting go of perfectionism and ego. Often, the fear of failure comes from a desire to appear flawless or invincible. But true power lies in vulnerability, in admitting your weaknesses and being honest with yourself. This honesty frees you to experiment, to take risks, and to grow beyond your current limits. When you stop fearing failure, you stop holding yourself back. Every master has failed many times before they succeeded. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who do not is their attitude toward failure. They do not see it as a final defeat, but as a necessary step in the process of mastery. They rise each time stronger and wiser, refining their craft through experience. Failure also teaches patience. Growth is not instantaneous. It is a gradual unfolding. Sometimes progress is slow and the path is difficult. But each failure reminds you to stay committed, to persevere with humility and determination. In this way, failure becomes a guide that keeps you moving forward, helping you avoid complacency and encouraging constant improvement. In life and in action, resistance is inevitable. You will face obstacles that test your resolve and challenge your skill. Instead of resisting these challenges with frustration or fear, welcome them as opportunities. They are the crucibles in which your power is forged. They shape your character and sharpen your abilities. To master yourself and your art, you must embrace failure as an integral part of your journey. It is not a sign of weakness, but a source of strength. When you learn from failure, adapt, and keep moving forward, you step into a power that is resilient, humble, and unstoppable. Growth comes through falling and rising, learning and refining. This is the path to mastery. True mastery is not something that demands attention or applause. It does not shout or boast. Instead, it is quiet, humble, and often invisible to the outside world. This hidden power is the deepest kind of strength, one that flows naturally from within without struggle or effort. When you reach this level, your power is not about dominating others or proving your superiority. It is about being so fully aligned with yourself and your purpose that your presence alone carries weight. Most people measure power by what they can show, how fast they move, how loud they speak, how forcefully they act. But true power does not rely on outward display. It is subtle, like the roots of a tree deep beneath the soil, unseen yet strong enough to hold the entire tree steady through storms. This kind of power is the result of inner cultivation, of years spent refining your mind, body, and spirit until they move as one. When mastery is invisible, it means you have let go of ego and the need for recognition. You no longer seek validation from others because your sense of worth comes from within. This freedom allows your actions to be pure and unencumbered by self-consciousness or fear of judgment. You act not to impress, but because it is the natural expression of your being. Invisible mastery also means your power is effortless. It does not strain or struggle to be noticed. Like water flowing in a quiet stream, it moves smoothly and naturally, finding the path of least resistance. Others may not immediately see it, but it is undeniable. Your presence influences the environment around you in subtle but profound ways. This power is not limited to physical ability. It permeates your thoughts and emotions. When you cultivate calmness and clarity within, you create a space where true strength can emerge. Your mind is steady, your emotions balanced, and your intentions clear. This internal harmony radiates outward, affecting how you interact with the world and how the world responds to you. Invisible mastery is also about trust, trusting yourself, your instincts, and the flow of life. When you trust deeply, you no longer need to force outcomes or control situations. You move with confidence and grace, allowing your natural abilities to guide you. This trust is what makes your power so resilient and enduring. In a world that often values loudness and flash, the quiet power of true mastery may go unnoticed by many. But those who understand it know its value. They recognize that this invisible strength is the foundation of lasting influence and success. It is the power that does not fade with time or circumstance, because it is rooted in something deeper than external achievements. To embody this invisible mastery is to be like the wind, unseen but felt, gentle yet unstoppable. It is to move through life with humility and grace, confident in your power without needing to prove it. This is the highest form of mastery, where your true strength shines brightest, not in the spotlight, but in the quiet spaces where effort gives way to flow. Mastery is not about being seen. It is about being.